interesting game, getting ready for it. I have an unbelievable amount of respect for Greg and what he's built at Wichita State. You look over the last 10 years, as good a program as there is. We're both in a similar situation. Got two guys that played for us last year, 7 or 8 new guys trying to play. And I knew that they would come out and fight, and we needed to respond in the same way. And I couldn't be more proud of our guys. We talked on Sunday, with 3 losses to 3 of the top 4 teams in the league, where we were at, were we going to be able to respond on Tuesday night, especially since Saturday's game, as hard as we played, was so choppy and so forth. And we needed to have a really good response. I told the guys, we'll see, our commitment level to what we're trying to build. And I thought you saw it tonight. It wasn't pretty on offense, but man, it was really good on defense. It was really good. We wanted to get to 50-50 balls. First play of the game, jump ball, we're on the floor. And just really proud of how our guys responded, because they didn't let their run at the end get them. They just kept kind of plugging away, and then all of a sudden offensively we'd make a couple really good plays, get a couple threes in the basket by Q, 2 free throws there by Mahan, which was huge. So, this was a big game for us, as I said to the people before the game, because it was the only game that we played today, and every game's a big game for us, because we take it one day at a time in practice, one game at a time in the games, and to get to where we want to get to, that's the best way to do it. Really proud of our guys and their effort and their attitude heading into this game, and the toughness and grit that they showed. Because that's, as we move forward, as we build this program the way we all want it built up, that's going to be our cornerstones.
Coach, Wichita State didn't make a field goal in the final 3:56 of the game. What keyed that defensive effort there?
We did a better job of keeping the ball in front. We only lost McDuffie twice the whole game, and we lost Haynes once the whole game. We put different guys on Duffy, but give Lex credit, he did a great job. Give Mahan credit, he did a great job. Then we had David on him some, he did a great job. We have some versatility defensively, and we were able to utilize that. And the only thing we didn't do as well in the second half was defensive rebound. But they were sending everybody to the glass because they were struggling to score so much. So it was like a mosh pit in there, and sometimes you just got to come up with the ball. That one defensive rebound by David in the last 2 minutes, that was a big time rebound. He went above everybody. So we did a good job again. We're leading the country in free throw attempts. Lead the country, which is mind-boggling. And then today we got to the line and we executed and finished the shot, which was good.
Coach, in the second half, what did they do defensively to kind of stall your offense, or was it execution?
We shot 30% in both halves, so it was, but we turned the ball over a little bit too much. A couple of our big plays is off of the penetration, we were able to throw the ball back as they load the ball aside. We have power guards. Strong, tough, physical, straight line driving guards, and sometimes when they load up that side, we keep going, but we made some better decisions in the last 7 or 8 minutes, which kind of, as their defense stretched and kind of converged on the ball, we were able to get the ball to the opposite side. Like I said, it took us 14 minutes to figure that out, but once we did, that's when we got those open shots that we were able to convert. And we had enough plays around the basket. We didn't finish. You know what I mean? We didn't finish plays around the basket, and we got to do a better job. We always say you can't leave points on the rim. When you're around the basket, you need to be able to finish some of those plays. Lex had one, JB had one, and it's just sometimes you want it so bad you shoot it a little too fast, or you're looking for contact and there's no contact. That's an area we need to improve in.
You guys were, like you said earlier, you guys were hitting free throws. Is that a sigh of relief almost, or what's the feeling as a
again, we don't talk about making them, we talk about getting there, because that shows the aggressiveness that we want to play with. You just got to trust the guys. As I said 2 weeks ago, when maybe we weren't making them. And, less than a week ago, we went 10 for 25 at Temple and lost in overtime. You just got to keep getting there. Guys are working hard on them, spending extra time. We got a couple of the free throw routines changed up, and I think you're starting to see, Michael's obviously shooting much better from the line. LaQuincy went 2 for 2 again tonight. Those guys have worked really hard on it. They've worked hard on it.
Coach McDuffie comes in second in the league in scoring. What was your game plan for him going in?
He's as good as there is in this league. You know what I mean? The last 3 years he's played on great teams, was a key player on all 3 of those teams. You can't give him anything easy. You can't give him anything easy. And we gave him one easy 3 the whole game, and he made that one. But our ball pressure, so passes aren't on time and on target, was very, very effective. So as he's coming off, if he's open, he's not getting it right at the exact time that he wants it. And so our ball pressure, our guards determine him not getting a good a shot as much as the guy guarding him. And that was big for us. That was big for us.
Coach, between the Houston game tonight and some other games in the conference over the past couple of weeks, do you think this is an aberration of the disjointed foul calls and stoppages, or is this just how college basketball is moving?
Well, I'm not sure all college basketball is moving, but then you got to take a step back and look at the coaches in this league, and a lot of them are hard-nosed systems, physical. We got some older teams that are big, strong, and physical. The best teams in our league are all old. They're all big. They have bigs inside. They got physical guards like Houston. We're trying to get there, but we don't have the age. You know what I mean? We don't have the experience that some of those teams have. And guys in this league, the coaches get the teams to play really, really hard. So it is going to be physical. It's obviously been different than in the non-conference. You know what I mean? But I think it's kind of system and style a little bit. And if you don't, you're going to get manhandled. So guys have to be able to respond the right way. Now, today was a physical game again. I thought the refs, did a great job. I didn't even mind so much some of the calls, but in the last game. But it's hard. We're a hard team to ref. Houston's a hard team to ref. I mean, there's a lot of hard teams to ref in this league. The Big East made their name on tough, hard-nosed, physical basketball. And it's changed a little bit, but that's a lot of teams' best way to be successful.
Along those lines, what was the explanation you got for Durr's flagrant foul?
So there's that hook and hold rule.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you couldn't see it. And a lot of times in that, I'm not sure, it's a rule that the coaches are already talking about needs to be changed. Because like Mike Durr didn't hook and hold them on purpose. You know what I mean? And so now a flagrant foul is and that's something that I think the coaches are going to talk about. What happened, the origination of that rule last year, Haas from Purdue got hooked and hold and broke his elbow and was out for the tournament, and a team that could have won the national championship. So we responded with that rule. So there's got to be, I think the refs know it's a foul, but then, and there was not even a foul called on that play. You know what I mean? So it's just something that needs to be addressed, because that obviously wasn't intentionally to drag him down or anything like that. There was just a scrum around the basket. And a lot of times what happens in the hook and hold, the guy who does the hook and hold does it because he gets fouled first. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just something that will be addressed. But as long as the refs communicate and explain it, you got to move on to the next play and go from there.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about LaQuincy Rito? I mean, he had to sit out all last year, making the most of his opportunity this year.
Yeah, I think the world of Quince. A tough kid. One of the few guys, I think, in college basketball that bumped up a couple levels and is actually better. And that's because of the work he put in last year. He worked hard on his game. He broke his foot at the end of the summer. So he missed a lot. He didn't start practicing with us until after Christmas, because we weren't going to push it But he stayed in great shape, and when he was able to go, our practice, one of the reasons we played a little better down the stretch was because he finally got healthy, and practices became very competitive. You know what I mean? Starters didn't like it very much. But he's worked on his game. He's shooting the ball better. And I still think as a point guard, he's just kind of scratching the surface. He's an intelligent kid. He's got a good feel, and he's only going to get better. So I'm excited about coaching him every day because he brings it every single day. And that's, him and David are kind of becoming the heartbeat of the team a little bit. And those guys have only played, 13-6, 19 games together. That's not a lot. When you think of some of the great backcourts, they come in and they, as juniors and seniors now, they've played 80 games together and so forth. So I think the best is yet to come with LaQuincy and obviously with the duo of him and David.
On David, his shooting percentages are down. Is he just trying to find his footing in the new role that he has with a better team around him?
Yeah, a little bit. Last year we a lot of times we just gave him the ball and said go. You know what I mean? And he was able to play through mistakes last year a little bit more. We got better players around him. We got guys around in the post, so sometimes the lane isn't quite as open. Because last year we played with Banks at the 4 a lot, so we were more spread and stretched. He was on Haynes Jones today, who goes 4 for 12, 0 for 4, and we forced 20 turnovers, and that starts with David and that starts with LaQuincy. So he's becoming a more complete player, but he's 2 for 3 from the 3. He made that, and I think he's almost at 80% now from the free throw line. So, again, a low-scoring game, and he had 13. But hey, he can play better. He knows he can play better. But I was pleased with the way he played today because he had, on both ends of the court, he was really good.
Coach, can you talk about why this week is important with the Coaches versus Cancer and the wearing the sneakers with the
Yeah,
students?
yeah. Obviously, the coaches have done an unbelievable job with the Coaches versus Cancer, not only in raising the awareness throughout this entire week, but also raising the funds over millions of dollars in terms of what the Coaches versus Cancer has done. There's not a single coach, not a single person that hasn't been impacted some way by the destruction that cancer can cause and the fight that you have to put up against it. I'm proud as a coach to be part of that. And it's something that is making a positive impact, throughout the entire country. And the coaches, you look at some of the Hall of Fame coaches that lead the way in it, it's incredible. You know what I mean? It is incredible. And, you'll see us in the sneakers. I'm not sure it's the best look around, but you'll see us in them.
Anything else for Coach?
Just real quick, I don't know if you touched on it, but Wichita State, I know they're a little down this year, but still, it's still a great program. Still Greg Marshall, so to beat a program like that, what does that mean to you guys?
Well, like I said earlier, I think the world of Greg. What he's built there has been unbelievable. As good a program as there is, except for maybe a couple of the blue bloods out there. As I said last year when we played them, I look at the box score. They have 2 players coming back from that game. We had 2 players coming back. So we're both in very difficult situations. They're trying to get their footing a little bit, but I knew that they would come out here and compete because that's what his teams do. And they were really good defensively, obviously. We were just a little bit better offensively than they were. So it's a great win for us because of the respect that myself and our players have for Wichita State and what they're all about. It won't be too long before those guys are, kind of get a feel for each other a little bit better. And, they beat one of the best teams in the league at home. They haven't played as well on the road, and that's what happens sometimes when you got a bunch of new guys.
Anything else?
All right, guys.